Hi, my loves, my manifestors. I intend you guys are doing well. Okay, today I have with me an amazing guest. Ask me why she is amazing? Because I resonate with her. People I resonate with, they are amazing, obviously, right? So I'm sure you guys know her from Fly Girls Manifesting. She is Daniel, okay? She's really powerful. And in a very subtle way, her energy is subtle, but yet very impactful. Yeah, that's the word. So, welcome to my channel, Daniel. It's such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so what I love about Daniel is her teachings when she shares her stuff, her wisdom, I mean. I kind of feel that she's very simplistic. She can really break it down, to the elementary level. That's how I love to learn things, okay? That's how I like evolving. So, that's something when we had this chat maybe a few days back. So that's something that really stuck around with me because when somebody really understands the basics, it's a lot more easier. It's the battle half won. Okay, so that's what I love about her. She's very holistic and comprehensive at the same time. So yes, Daniel, would you like to say something to introduce yourself to my viewers?
Yes, well, I'm so thankful for being here and thank you for having me, my dear. I am so thankful because we do resonate with each other. And my channel is Fly Girls Manifesting because I truly understand that you get to create your own reality based on your inner conversations, and the things that you are recreating in your world are yours to have your desires. And if you would like to check out my channel, of course, after what we're doing today, yes, but I just teach people how to tap into their own inner power. You're the operant power. What you say goes in
Right.
your reality as so long as you
Exactly.
choose and make a decision. That's all.
Right. And if you guys are not yet aware, her channel name is Fly Girls Manifesting. Please go and check it out after you watch this, okay? Because there is a part two or a part one. I don't know which way we will post this, but then yes, the other part of this video will be posted on her channel. So please go and check it out. Okay, so my questions for Daniel, okay? Because I know the kind of questions that I receive are all around the triggers, okay, the kind of triggers we face while manifesting our desires, okay, could be anything, not just an SV, could be anything. So
Mhm.
what I would like to ask you, Daniel, is, and I'm sure my viewers will be elated to hear you talk on this, is how do you deal with doubts, fears, and intrusive thoughts? Yeah, that's a big one. Doubts, fears, and intrusive thoughts when you are manifesting your desires.
So I 100% don't discount my intrusive thoughts because they are part of my manifestation. When I acknowledge who I am and what I represent and how I'm going to go about my day, how I'm going to be able to stay in alignment with what I'm manifesting. Who
Mm-hmm.
I am, what I'm manifesting, and how I'm going to get back into alignment. So, intrusive thoughts, if you want me to tell you the truth, I kind of like swat them.
Okay. And how do you do
I
that?
just, because the truth is that you get to decide based on your inner conversations what is truly yours. So intrusive thoughts for me, I'm like, okay, I acknowledge them. They're part of what I'm acknowledging in my reality, but they have no say in how I'm manifesting what I truly desire to have. So I just kind of like swat them away. Like, okay, I make like them lights. Like,
You can
okay,
be
cool.
there, but yeah, you can just be there. Yeah,
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 you can be there.
you can be there.
It's
Yeah,
not
I
that
will
I'm
just not
ignoring
attend to
them.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, cool. But okay, now that I have an intrusive thought, hmm, okay, this is still lingering. Okay, I just keep going with my alignment with what I truly desire to have that's in front of me, to be quite
Right.
honest. If there is an intrusive thought, I look at it as a passerby. If it decides to be an intrusive thought that keeps lingering, then I'll deal with that on the back end. But if it's just like something I can swat away, where's my focus on my true desire?
Exactly.
Because doubt comes in when you allow the intrusive thoughts to keep coming in.
Right.
So we just like, okay, I acknowledge you. Okay, move along. The
Right.
confidence in me being able to move along my thoughts, that's what I would say to your audience. Move along those thoughts. You will build confidence in knowing that you can control your inner conversations or just to be able to control what you allow yourself to pay attention to versus what you don't.
Right. Like, what you actually mean is like keep going, okay? Like persist in what you want and let them be, right? Just let them
Mm-hmm.
be. They're there
Mm-hmm.
because we are, as it is, in a all inclusive reality, on an all inclusive multiverse, universe, whatever you call it. So we will have a lot of thoughts which we will not resonate with. So there's no point fighting them. They can just be there, but you just keep your focus because, as Daniel rightly put it, it's like it's where you're placing your focus on, okay? And just let the rest be. Just let the rest be, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Right.
And Devapriya, what I want you to know is that even with us talking on the back end, you've made me realize that you have a really great way of presenting like persistence to even when I talk to you, like, oh, no matter what you're going through, you have to like persist in the fact that there's a knowing. And I was so impressed by when we talk, like you're so really good with your audience. And I was inspired with you with like your perception of knowing.
You know
Like you
something, Daniel? The only thing about me is, I mean, people ask me, like, do you never get triggered? It's not that. I think I have this thing about me is I don't budge, I don't budge. I mean, if I'm like really at it, I'm very relentless, okay? Like I sometimes come across as arrogant maybe, but I am relentless. Like if I have my eyes on something, I will get it. That's a decision, right? That's a decision. So that does not necessarily mean that I don't have negative thoughts or intrusive thoughts, but I will deliberately and stubbornly land in the knowing again and again that this is going to be mine because I've already decided it. So,
mhm.
let's put it that way. Okay, Daniel, fantastic answer. I mean, I just love you.
I
Okay,
love you
the
too, my
next
dear.
question is this is a funny one. What are your thoughts on taking action in the 3D while manifesting?
I do anything that will require me to relax.
Hmm.
To be quite honest, to
Right.
relax because I know that my 3D reality is showing me what I've already manifested in the past, so it has no hold on me. So when I see the 3D reality, I'm like, okay, cool. But now, what am I doing to manifest moving forward? So I take a chance to relax.
Okay.
Um, and my relaxing in my thoughts requires for me to go into my inner conversations.
Correct.
So
So,
let's just say
what is your take on? Sorry, what is your take on Neville's line? Like, you don't have to lift a finger.
I truly believe that with wholeheartedly.
So do I. So do I. Because if you're already embodying it, I love it. When I read that line, like if 10,000 people need to move, they will move. You just land in the knowing
And I
again and
and
again and again.
I only have to take the finger off. Like I don't have to do anything. People, places, and circumstances will conform to your reality based on your knowing. I've known this to be true.
Exactly.
I've known
Exactly.
this to be true. I believe this with my whole heart that if you would just relax and allow yourself to be a part of your 3D reality and say, okay, that's cool. But your inner knowing, your inner conversations, your imagination when you are in a relaxed state, just like, okay, try it out and see how that works for you. You don't have to lift a
Exactly.
finger to make your circumstances conform to you. I truly believe that because I've experienced it. I've
And
helped other
and
people experience it. Yeah.
and if we reverse engineer our lives a little now, we'll know that even undesirable circumstances that we manifested, was
Mm-hmm.
because of thoughts, right? Of what we were thinking repeatedly, okay? Of the state that we were in at that point that manifested it. So it becomes a lot more easier to understand manifestation, in my opinion. And the fact that you don't really need to lift a finger is because if you reverse engineer, you'll understand that things happened the way they happened because
Mm-hmm.
of what you were holding within, of the thoughts that of your inner conversations, of your self-talk, of your concept of self, of your concept of others, right? So you did not need to lift a finger even then. Even the undesirable stuff you manifested and you did not have to lift a finger. So even the desirable stuff, you just change your thoughts, change the story, and they will show up. You won't have to lift a finger, actually. Yeah.
And the actions that I take in the 3D is, I mean, if your audience would like to know, is that I do, before I go to bed, I just make sure that I fall asleep in the state of success or that it's already done. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
do too much like meditation or this, that, or the third. I just like, okay, whatever I'm manifesting is done. What would be the outcome, like if I were to have it as if I am feeling that feeling of it's already done? I fall asleep in the assumption of it is already done. And it literally takes, like, as I'm falling asleep, like maybe a minute. And I've been doing that consistently, with something I'm manifesting for the last week. And I'm seeing the feeling that I'm falling into, the assumption, the feeling is a secret. I'm feeling like when I wake up, I'm being led to thoughts, things, feelings as I fall asleep into that. So everything is just kind of like is going to fall into alignment with your desires based on what you make a decision that's yours, based on how are you falling into the feeling is a secret or the knowing of your desire. That's what I'm doing right now before I go to bed.
Right.
That's just what I'm doing personally. My action
Right.
steps is like my 3D reality is showing me what I've been manifesting. My action steps are okay, but I'm going to use my nighttime routine to manifest before I go to bed with what
Mm-hmm.
I am knowing that's coming into my life, or just using sats or my inner conversations.
Right. Inner conversations are everything. Everything. I mean,
Hmm.
if you're in SATs, if you're not in SATs, I mean, that's exactly what I ask my viewers all the time to follow. Like, just watch your thoughts and just watch your thoughts, okay? And don't constantly assign meanings to them. And just watch your
Yes.
thoughts and don't assign meanings to them because in its essence, everything is meaningless. It is
Hmm.
what you assume to be true is what is true. Right.
Yeah.
Um, your insights are absolutely amazing, Daniel. And the last question that I have for you is also very oft asked. I'm sure you received this question from your audience as well. Like, what are your thoughts on manifesting on a time crunch and how to deal with impatience as you are manifesting?
So I would say, in my honest opinion, what are your assumptions about impatience? What are your assumptions about time lapse? Because there's no time delay if you truly believe that your assumptions are based around whatever I say goes. My manifestations, they come to me easily in a quick term on the basis of the fact that I'm manifesting things that are in my own reality.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to honestly know what I feel about time delays, aren't you the operant power of your reality? So are you assuming that you have a time delay,
Right.
or how long your time delay will be? Time is not like, if you guys understand about time, it's not like what we think it is in our everyday life. Things can happen tomorrow, they can happen the next week, they can happen 2 years from now, or they can happen right now. I don't
Right.
believe that you have a time delay unless you choose to believe you do. Now, are you ready for your manifestation? So, what I would say, a better question for me is, get ready for the things that you're desiring to have in your life so that the time delay collapse.
Right. We should
Because,
be having another chat on quantum jumping, okay? I mean, that just reminds me.
yeah,
Yeah.
manifesting with a time delay Delays are relative to your situation. I truly believe that if you incorporate all the teachings from um, Devapriya and us, like you will watch our channels and be able to say, hey, what can I do to implement my self concept? What can I do to understand the teachings around manifesting consciously? Can I meditate? Can I fall asleep in a state of me already having it? Your time delays will be no more, in my honest opinion.
And if you're already in the knowing, this is what I always say, that if you're already in the knowing, you would not care about the time, because you know it will show up any moment now, because you can collapse time again and again and again by assuming that it's already done. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the phrase "it is done" is there for a reason, right? It is done means it is done. Assume it is done. Assume it is
Yeah.
done, and you just repeat it. And time is like, and it will show up. It will show up. I think we get triggered and we get stressed out about the time because we are constantly thinking about it in a linear perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah. So David Priya, what I want to ask you is that because the time delay, I get that with a lot with my clients, and what I
Mhm.
always tell them, I'm like, you're being impatient, and you're using your your time limitation to try to tell me, hey, when will it happen? I'm like, I cannot tell you that because that's for you to decide. Do you think that time delay is maybe a limitation in manifesting?
See, I look at it as a focus, okay? So if you are manifesting something and if you're constantly focused on the time, I just posted a rant 2 days back on this also. If you are manifesting something, manifesting is like you embodying something before you see it manifested in your reality. Okay? Like you embody it and then you see that it's showing up. Okay? Even if you've not embodied it completely, like when people work on their self concept, okay, they start working on it and they see evidence of it in the reality. Okay, they kind of, yes, receive evidence, they see evidence and they understand that okay, things are working, and then they start embodying it completely. So manifestation is not about you doing your techniques and then you looking at the watch and saying where is it. That is not
Mm-hmm.
manifestation, because your
Mm-hmm.
techniques will never help you manifest unless you understand the basic, the core of this thing. It's like, it's not the technique, it's the state that the technique is bringing you to. It's the state that the technique is landing you in. Okay, so that is what is manifesting for you. So when you repeat it long enough and when you start embodying it, you will not be bothered about the time, because that's what the sabbath is about, right? You will know that it is done. That is the knowing, that is the feeling that we've already talked about in your channel, Daniel. That that feeling, and you will be unperturbed by the time delay, by the 3D, by whatever is showing up right now, because you have already landed in the knowing, because you are already the person who you desire to be. You are already the person who is experiencing that which you wish to experience. So time is the time delay. Okay, sometimes what happens is, I think time delay is just an error in focus. Okay, so if you are really laser focused on what you want, and if you are constantly landing in the knowing that this, okay, even if this is not mine right now, because people ask me about staying in the wish fulfilled. So you cannot stay in the wish fulfilled 24/7. That's not possible. If you can, good for you, but not always is that possible. But my point is, if you are dominantly in the knowing that this is something that you will manifest in your reality, it will manifest. You don't need to worry about the time. So focusing more on the time delay is just doing one thing, delaying your manifestation, because you're constantly affirming, you're constantly having inner conversations like, why is there a time delay? So your 3D reality does not have a choice but to give you evidence of why there is a time delay. So stop focusing on the time, keep doing your stuff, keep landing in the knowing. The moment you embody it, you'll understand that it is done and it is going to show up any moment now.
I agree. I'm 100% in agreement with you.
And yeah, so that's it. So, Daniel, okay, before I wrap this up, Daniel, is there something that you would like to share with my viewers about about the support that you offer, you know, around manifestation and
So
manifestation? Yeah.
basically, I'm a mindset coach, conscious mindset coach when it comes around reprogramming your subconscious mind. However, I do have a beautiful focus on reprogramming yourself subconsciously when you're ready to. And when you're ready to, I'm a certified EFT practitioner, which it means that you're
Wow.
going deeper with your limiting beliefs beyond
Mhm.
anything that you see in your 3D reality. When you're ready to allow yourself to speak with someone who can help you to transition that on a deeper level, then that's where you find me. My platform is flygirlsmanifesting at gmail.com or flygirlsmanifesting.com. So, but right now, if you want to email me with any questions, flygirlsmanifesting at gmail.com and flygirlsmanifesting.com. So, either one.
Great.
And thank you so much for
So,
having me on your platform. Beautiful. Beautiful.
such a pleasure, Daniel. I mean, and I intend and I affirm right away that we are going to talk again
Of
and we are going
course.
to share our insights with our audience again and again and again because that is what we love doing and that is what we are here for. So,
Yes.
thank you guys for watching and please ensure that you go to her channel and watch the other part of the video. Okay, like the chat, I mean. Okay, so yeah, and happy manifesting. See you soon. Bye.